Red Sox fans have longed to hear it. The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Can you believe it?
It hasn't happened at Fenway Park for 95 years.
Fires. Swing and a miss. Strike three. It's over. The Red Sox have won the world championship.
Tune in to the newest show presented by Clovercrest Media. It's Obie's Backstop Podcast. Catch it twice a week, every Red Sox series finale on your favorite podcast platform.
On tonight's show with Speaking It Real, Frank and special guest Carlos Cuesta discuss a new COVID-19 strain that is just emerging.
Delta variant is causing higher levels of infection, more than tripling in just 2 weeks.
As well as Donald Trump's emails to the Justice Department. And highlight the Biden-Putin summit in Geneva.
Why should we play ball with somebody who has literally interfered with our democracy, meddling in our elections?
All this and more right now.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Welcome. Speaking It Real, Wednesday edition. Can't beat that. All right. I promise you that our show this week will be better than our last Wednesday event, our tobacco, our showcase. What could I tell you? It was just that crazy last week. But you know what? I can have a backup plan today. Unfortunately, we announced that I was going to have a co-host, Carlos Cuesta. He's not with us today. He's driving somewhere, I don't know, from Miami to Kentucky to Miami, and it's taking him more than 28 hours. So you know what, Carlos? Whatever you're doing, great for you, buddy. Thank you. But you know what? I brought in our backup. She's a staple on our show. She's a little wacky. She's a little crazy. But you know what? Here's Kimberly Chapman from Wake Up with KC. She airs on Mondays. Kim, thank you. I always tend to give you maybe a 20, 30-minute notice, when to appear on the show. And you know what? You always come through. You're muted, Kim. I can't hear you. You mute yourself, Kim. Oh, no. Yes, you're on mute, Kim. Kim, here. Let's see if I could. Wait. There we go. We got you unmuted. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Wait. I had a phone call, and it was, connected to my computer. Sorry.
No. It's okay. It happens. But again, I thank you for coming on with me today, Wednesday. Can't beat that.
It was my daughter. Hold up. I got to text her on Speaking It Real podcast.
Tell her to come join it and like it. Tell her to share it. Hey, look, guys, we are on Facebook, YouTube, under Speaking It Real. Speaking It Real is brought to you by Clovercrest Media. All right. They're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, you name it, we're there. But hey, you know what? Let's jump into our show. We got a pretty packed show. Apparently now, what's been the trend? The trend's been, hey, sketchy. The trend's been
Hey,
what?
sketchy.
COVID's gone down.
Hey,
California opened up. But apparently there's a new variant, which now it's a highly infectious Delta variant of COVID-19. Experts have expressed concerns of new symptoms. So part of the symptoms with this is stomach pain, loss of appetite, vomiting, nausea, joint pain, hearing loss. Let me tell you something. I have that on a daily basis. No, she did say hi, Catherine.
I did, Catherine. I said, hey, Catherine, you're not chopped liver. You are a goddess, honey.
Thank God you called her that. But so I have stomach pain all the day, every day. I'm not hungry. I don't vomit. I'm always nauseous, and I have joint pain and hearing loss. I'm old. So
Well, you don't look old, Frank.
oh man, I thank you. I feel old as shit.
Well, hey, you're only as old as you feel. So start feeling young again.
Okay, so I'm 20. No, not 20. I got to be 21.
Wait.
At least 21. At least 21. So,
I still say I'm 36.
for a long time, I used to tell my kids that I was 29. Chris, I see y'all. I used to tell my kids I was 29 until they finally realized that we had a party, and they're like, wait a minute. Why is there not 29 candles, but there's 36, 35? I was like, because they just want to. But, COVID out here, the numbers have gone down. Everything's opening back up. So,
Yeah, and I'm seeing that, and I still wear my mask when I go out. I had done research. I've told you in a past podcast that I was a guest on your show, and I even showed you there was like 70, 80 pages of Pfizer. There's only like 10, 11 pages on Moderna. I didn't even bother with Johnson & Johnson. I did go to my first vaccination with Pfizer. I'm going to be honest, within 24 hours, I did have a reaction.
Wow.
I broke out in a rash from here, my arm, and my face.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, don't panic. And prior to that, I had 2 mango allergic reactions too, and I didn't even know it in 1 week. So I'm like, wait a minute, this is like mind-boggling. But
yeah,
I have to be consciously aware.
Right. So what you basically had was like an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
It wasn't symptoms to the shot, from what I see. I mean, from what I hear.
Well, I didn't have, it was like that next week after having the mango reaction. One was in a steak sauce. The other one was in a sweet and sour sauce with some sushi that I had. And I felt like I was having difficulty breathing. And then when I got home, I had this rash all over me. So then I sort of like, okay, next week I got the Pfizer shot. Within 24 hours, I see myself having difficulty breathing and having this rash all over me. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? When you're somebody that is very sensitive and has allergic reactions, you shift gears. Like, okay, what's going on? What's happening? And you backtrack everything that you ate, everything that you did, and whatnot. So I'm like, if this is the least of my reaction to the Pfizer, I'm all good. Now I have to have the second one. That's coming up the 22nd. So now I'm like, okay, don't panic. Don't freak out.
Well, I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. And being the fact that you've done your research, I actually know somebody that took, the first shot they took was Pfizer, and then the second shot they took was a Moderna.
Ooh, that's interesting. But here's my question. With everything that's been going on with these vaccines, these scientists, and the vaccinations and everything, I have not heard one thing mentioned about blood types. I'm O positive. How does the COVID react to blood types? How does the vaccine react to blood types? I'm O positive. Come to find out, O positive blood types are more resistant. So I beg a question.
What's your question? Throw it.
Does the COVID affect blood types in a different way?
I don't know. To be
That's my
honest with you,
question.
I can't answer that one. I mean, that one, we could call, we could actually email Anthony Fauci, and he'll
I
probably
got a
answer.
number. I got a phone number, and I'm going to contact Pfizer.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting question there. I mean, I definitely don't have that answer. You know, and I mean, I am by far nowhere near being a medical expert.
But I question that because I've been seeing all this stuff about the COVID and how it's affecting everybody. And, you know, me being O positive and my interactions with anesthesia, even prescription drugs, even over-counter drugs, and even what I've been through just recently with Pfizer, I'm like, what if it has something to do with our blood types? Could that make a difference?
Well, I'll tell you, I had the shot. I got no effects, nothing, no. I might have felt a little bit out of whack, but I'm a little bit of a hypochondriac at times. You know, where somebody around me gets sick, I out of a sudden feel like I'm getting sick. You know, so to me, I think I was being a little bit of a hypochondriac that day, and I was like, "Oh no, I feel off. I'm not feeling well," because that's me. You know, I'm gonna do that. It's like my wife gets sick, and I'm like, "Yeah, I feel sick too. I'm not feeling well either. No, let's just go back and lie in bed." You know, and she's laughing here. She's laughing because she knows it's true.
Yeah, a little.
You see? So, you know, that's that one.
But why isn't it even mentioned? Like, it's so focused on, you know, this COVID. Now there's a new variant. And they're so impressing on being vaccinated. And I know there's some people, like, while I was away for a little getaway, I came across somebody in an elevator that had a blood plasma transfusion, and her doctor highly recommended not getting the vaccine because of that. And there are certain, like, now it just opened up my mind of, wow, I didn't even think about that. What if there's people that really can't have the vaccine? How is that going to affect them? And then this new variant that's coming about. Like, I am empathic on people that I'm coming across that really can't. The immune system, you know, a blood plasma transfusion. I've never really heard of that, but I came across somebody that actually went through that, and like, no, you can't. It's not highly recommended for your well-being and your health to get a vaccine. What do people do that kind of, like, I'm trying to put myself in their shoes. I feel bad. There's some people that just really can't get a vaccine because of whatever health issues.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's more of, I'm sorry, it's a part of life. Hey, Belkis. Hey, Renee. Renee's my dad, so, you know, he says hi.
Oh, hi, Renee. Papa.
Yes. So, you know, it's one of those where I'm sorry you can't get the shot. I hope you really take precautions to protect yourself. Hold on a second. Just to my dad, if you're wondering where my brother is at, take a wild guess. He did poof. But we'll leave that at that. So, anyways,
Did it poof?
yeah, well, my brother was supposed to be on the show, so he went poof, disappeared.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
You see. So anyway, going back to what I was saying, if you can't get the shot, you know what? I really hope that you protect yourself. You wear your mask. You practice your social distance. And I mean, even though I'm vaccinated, I don't really wear my mask as much as I should wear it. But I'm also not on top of the other person in front of me. I mean, I number one don't like it. I've never done it, and I won't. I don't. I could have a conversation with you. I don't have to be in your face. I could be in a line. I don't want to be, up behind you, and I don't want you too close to me either.
Right.
So Sketchy. Let's see what's Sketchy saying here.
Well, you know what, Frank? What
podcast.
amazes me is, I still wear my mask when I'm out in public. And it's out of not only now because, if you've been vaccinated, there is a protocol. And I know you know this, and so does probably Chris and Sketchy. They say to wear your mask 2 weeks even after you're vaccinated as a safety protocol. And the cruise ship, Royal Caribbean cruise ship, had 9 employees that got the first dose of the vaccination, and one
but you know what?
The COVID. Sorry.
Yeah, they got COVID. I think the cruise ship was coming back in or something like that, and there was at least 6 crew members. I heard. It's funny because I had gone to pick up my son. 9, okay. I had gone to pick up my son at his grandmother's house, and then I saw that on the Spanish news, and I really didn't even think about that right now. They had like 9 people that tested positive for COVID.
Yeah, I just saw it just a couple hours ago.
Right, and that's exactly what it was. But again, are we going to be able to get rid of COVID? No. COVID's going to be the new flu. Okay? But
and if you look up history, we're repeating history, Frank. Look at and I brought this up on your show because I even showed you documents on it about the Spanish flu.
Right.
It hit U.S. 600,000 in the U.S. back in what? Early 1900s when the Spanish flu hit? We already broke the record. We're there. Repeating history again. And did they have discrepancies about wearing masks back then? Yes, they did. There's documents to prove it.
Yeah, but you know what?
So,
mask,
my question, Frank,
you got to wear the mask.
What have we learned from our past? Nothing.
Well, you know what? No, I don't think we haven't learned nothing from our past. I think the fact that we get so used to it, to things being the way they are.
We just ignore it.
Right. I'm going to give you a perfect example. You've been in Florida how long, Kim?
You've been born and raised Floridian, sweetie.
All right, perfect. So you remember, what was it, August 24th, 1992? Hurricane Andrew.
Yes, I remember that because I just had a baby and I had to be with my in-laws. Yeah, I do remember that, unfortunately.
Okay,
Thank you for that remembering.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, so what happened prior to that? I mean, I was what, about 18 years old? Okay, and what do you call it? And prior to that, all the hurricanes that were coming through were just will come by and turn away afterwards. Come by and turn away. Come by and turn away. So when Hurricane Andrew was coming in, nobody thought that it was going to hit, right? So everybody partied. So when you get all these, stuff from history and it goes on and on, as it keeps going on and nothing's happening, it's not that we forget, we just get comfortable in what's happening and saying, it's not going to happen again. It's not going to happen again. But eventually it's going to happen. Like, I know for a fact, we here in South FLA, okay, are due to get hit. Okay? We're due to get hit with her.
A second.
But,
wait a minute.
because we got uncomfortable.
I had a house. Frank, I just had a house built, what was it, it was 2004, 2005. Florida got hit with 5 hurricanes. And I think it was Gene and Francis, we got hit back and back.
Right. Oh, gosh. Kim is out. But no big deal. Let's see. It's sketchy. There will always be kooks out there spewing nonsense. Trump and the internet have elevated the anti-vaccine and anti-maskers to a big platform. Remember, science, alternative facts. You know what, sketchy? You're absolutely right. All right. All these people and Trump and everything else, you know what? They've just gone haywire with things. So, I mean, what could we do? We gotta keep rolling with the punches and keep going forward. I mean, one thing leads to another, But, my next topic here, and I would love to know what you guys really think of this. I see that. It's good. It's all right. I was able to hold on the fort. Yeah, Kim kind of went
with what? Charles. Then there was Gene, Francis. Was there Isaac and Wilma? And I remember Gene and Francis because I actually, with one of those, Gene and Francis.
Well, Wilma was 2005.
West Palm Beach, and I was looking out at the eye of the hurricane.
Right.
And I thought it was like, wow, like that shit's for real. Like,
yeah,
I'm looking at the eye of this hurricane. So yeah,
earlier this week.
And what do we learn?
Nothing.
If it wasn't for Dorian stopping in the Bahamas, because I was 100 feet, 100 yards from where I'm at, Dorian could have come straight through West Palm Beach at a category, 4 or 5?
I don't remember.
And it was supposed to turn, but it stalled. Hurricanes are unpredictable.
Right. No, for sure. But, I mean, we're going to – look, Buck has said it perfect. Look, watch this. People just need to wash their damn hands and stop spreading any germs. She said it perfect, all right? People really need to, you wash your hands, you social distance. There's no more of the, hey, can I have a sip of your drink? Let me try this. No. Because, I mean, I used to do that all the time with my buddies. We was like, hey, let me try that. You don't do that. Cheers. Ching.
Cheers.
So, and that's the thing.
Yes, but
we're not going to get rid of it. We're not going to get rid of COVID. All right, we know this. But you know what? You got to take the measures to go ahead and nip it in the ass.
No, we're not. And it's here. It's real.
You're right. It is. I'm not saying it's
and
not.
Let me tell you,
what
Frank,
I'm saying is, if you don't protect yourself, if you don't take care of yourself, guess what? You're going to get sick. You have to know what to do, what not to do.
And I totally get that. And I just recently, my mom has several medical issues. She has COPD. She was not for the COVID vaccination. She did do the proper, wear her mask, wash her hands, hand sanitize, and she has fibromyalgia, she has rheumatoid arthritis, she has so many health issues. And she wound up getting a sinus infection, a kidney infection, a UTI infection on top of COVID.
Sketchy, your man, that guy is fucking crazy. Okay, I'm sorry. If you go to the restroom and you don't wash your hands, you are a nasty fucking person. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. Okay, I don't care.
Gross.
I've seen it. You know, I saw some guy, you know, that I had just met. You know, we ended up in the bathroom. I washed my hands. He walked right out, and I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, I'm not going to tell anybody anything, but don't tell me good night and come to shake my hand, because that's exactly what went on. And I'm like, no, buddy. I go, this is simple. I ain't touching your penis. All right. I don't know where your hands been, but I can tell you that you have not fucking washed your hands. So you know what? Move on to the next. No, thank you. You know.
What are people thinking?
People are just nuts. People just are like that. Some people feel like, oh, I'm clean, no big deal. You know. But hey, I got a question.
When I go to the bathroom, I use toilet paper if I have to take a pee or take a shit. When I'm done, I go wash my hands, because eventually I'm going to wipe my eye or do this or touch my face in some way or form. Hello, do I want my urine or my shit on my face? No, thank you.
Actually, you know what? Some people like that. Some people are weird like that. So you gotta be careful with that.
Ew, I don't want to be
Zach, come on. We're at a car wash, man. What do you think? Of course. You see, hey, listen, this car wash joke that Joe started goes all over the place now. It follows me everywhere.
What's the car wash joke? I didn't hear it.
Oh, you haven't? Well, Joe on one of the shows once announced that he met me at a car wash. That I was the owner of the car wash. That I work at a car wash. So that's been the run along joke on I'll Piss You Off Shortly, on Divided We Stand, on what? Throwing jabs, on what else? What other show is Joe a part of? All Four Downs. I mean, hey, look, all the shows I've been mentioning, they're all part of Cobra Crest Media. So come join us. So go figure. I'm the car wash guy.
Well, then let me just add to the joke. Just go through the car wash line, and you'll just get brushed, sanitized, sprayed, waxed, and the whole 9 yards.
Yes. And then exactly. So I got a question here for you guys. You know, this is for everybody listening and Kim. Our wonderful, and notice how I say wonderful, very sarcastic, Governor Ron DeSantis signs a bill making it mandatory for schools K through 12 to hold a moment of silence for prayer.
Wait a minute. Did he actually state that for prayer?
Hold a moment of silence each day. Hold a moment of silence to start each day. Okay. The next school year. Hold on. I know it came at me like that. I know I saw prayer in it. Which, okay, not necessarily for prayer.
I just looked it up.
Okay. Opponents or
a moment of silence, 1 minute to 2 minutes tops. And he's trying to pass this bill that from K to K-12, kindergarten to, I guess senior 12. But my question is, why? What is the whole purpose of that? What is the meaning and the propaganda behind that? That's my question.
I don't know, but the way that they're putting it out there.
And okay, so here's my theory. He's Republican.
Yeah.
Okay, Republicans like to get the religious votes. Contribution.
No, probably, but I could tell you this. And I don't care who you talk to or who says it. Okay. I strongly believe that prayer, religious, starts at home. Okay. And it needs to stay at home or your place of worship. I don't care. I'm not that religious, and I could care less for it, to be honest.
I'm not religious either.
Okay. But I also believe that if you're gonna bring a moment of silence in schools so people are able to pray, no. Prayer does not need to be in schools. Okay, if you want to have your kids pray in school or whatnot or the other, you know what? Put them in a private school. Okay, put them in, I mean, and look, my niece and nephews, my nephews go to private schools. They go to Catholic private schools. And I'll tell you this, and it's something that they chose to do. My sister and her husband, let it be on them. Let them choose what they want to do. Hey, look, they want to go ahead and have religion and have it in their life. Yes, I really do think that Kim is correct on that. Kim, you're correct. Ron DeSantis is catering thanks to the religious base for his future presidential run. He's planting the seeds now. Yeah, he is. I think he's doing a lot of that, and I really don't know. I'm not gonna say I dislike the guy, but I'm not all for him. I'm on the fence. Well, I'm not on the fence, but when it comes down to political parties, I'm more in between.
Okay, but here's my thing. Here's the thing I don't like about politicians. When you use the religious aspect to get your contributions, I don't like that one bit.
Well, watch this. Okay, wait. But you know what? It's not going to matter. They're still going to do that. Yeah, but listen, that's just like right now I say, hey, strip joints could be open 24 hours a day. They could be wherever you wanted in the state, in the city of Miami. It doesn't matter, because out here they can't be near any residential areas. You know what? It doesn't matter. Let's put it wherever you want. Guess what? Who's going to come vote for me now? Are the strippers. All right, and God knows there's a whole bunch of them. Why? Because I'm working for them. DeSantis is doing the same thing. I get it. All right, but we'll see what he's going to do. And of course, but isn't that the
here's my
politics game?
What? But Frank, he's trying to put this bill into action. But honestly, I question, what has he done for Florida since he's been in office? What accomplishments, what credentials has he done since he's been in office for our state of Florida? What has he done?
I can answer
better
you that.
good of Florida. Most Floridian.
I don't know, but you want to know
what?
who?
I could get on.
You want to know who probably? You want to know who could have probably answered that? Carlos Cuesta, the guy that was supposed to be on the show today, but he decides not to come on the show because he's fucking driving somewhere supposedly. But anyways,
well, you know what? You can tease him like, Kim asked a good question and you weren't here. But you know what? Hold up. Especially, I love strippers. I dated a stripper. Okay, but you know what?
Wait.
The
I dated a
industry-
stripper named Dipples for 2 years. One day I came home and all my stuff was gone. She robbed me and sold all my stuff. I still love them though.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Sketchy
But
Dipples
hold up a second.
killed you, man.
Hold up a second.
What?
The strip clubs and all that. It's all about money, profit. They got their hands tied in other things too. It's all about money. Hello, profit, capitalization here.
Right. Okay. So these churches, these religious people, do you think it's not about money?
Oh, let me tell you something. Some of those religious people are in the strip clubs. Let's get fucking honest.
Of course.
Those pastors.
Listen.
They're in
You
the
know
strip
what?
clubs too, and they're having affairs. There has been just recently some pastors that were accused of sexual abuse. A 4-year-old, when was it? A 4-year-old and some boys and some men that I just got wind of. Hello.
Right. That's my mom. I don't know what she's talking about there, but I think she's talking about the religious part of it. Oops.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you, history has proven it. There's documentations. There has been pastors and popes that have sexually abused children.
Oh, no, of course. I mean, that's gone on for years.
But they're forgiven.
And the church hides
they
it.
ask for repentance. But what about the trauma that they've gone through those kids?
I don't forgive that. I don't forgive that. But going on to other things here.
I'm sorry. It just went off
that's
to
fine.
that.
No, of course. So I was watching the news today earlier, and where is it? I got the story here. I'm trying to find it. We're talking about Juneteenth, right? We all pretty much know what Juneteenth is, correct?
Refresh my memory. It's just something recently that happened.
No.
From last year.
Juneteenth, all right, is pretty much falls on June 19th. Is to, I guess, do you want to call it celebrating? The independence of slavery. Okay, so
right.
So you know what? Let's do this. We're gonna get into that right after we run this commercial real quick. We'll be right back with you guys.
The Closing Time Podcast is back, sponsored by Rocky Hill Accountants. I'm Joe Aguirre. I'll have a brand new co-host, Sanam Salati, who's my broker, my mentor, and my good friend, and one of the most knowledgeable people in Connecticut in the entire real estate industry. We're going to be talking about the latest goings-on. We'll keep you up to date on the market, and we're going to bring on some really great guests all throughout this season. People in all different fields in the industry, like accountants, home inspectors, mortgage reps, and so much more, just to give you a better understanding of the Connecticut real estate market. We're so excited for a brand new season of the Closing Time Podcast, part of the CMG Podcast Network. It's sponsored by Rocky Hill Accountants. Go see Heidi and Glenn Parchman to file your taxes for bookkeeping, business advice, real estate investments, or whatever your accounting needs are, including cryptocurrency. Just visit RockyHillAccountants.com. We'll see you all season long on the Closing Time Podcast.
So, there we go. Juneteenth, a holiday celebrated on 19th June to commemorate the I can't even read. The emancipation of slave people in the U.S. The holiday was first celebrated in Texas on that date in 1865. In the aftermath of the Civil War, slaves were declared free under the terms of the 1862 Emancipation Proclamation. Damn, I can't even read today. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. But then,
but I'm going to tell you what I was watching today. Now, what they want to do is
go back in history. Go ahead.
They want to make it a federal holiday.
Okay,
So
make it a federal holiday when they take Christopher Columbus Day out.
why not just make it a federal holiday? Well, you know what they could do? They could do what the schools are doing in Connecticut. I actually saw this yesterday on one of the shows. Where they where instead of having days, instead of having days where the days specified on the calendar to the holidays, it's a day off. It's a day off. Christmas.
Well,
day off.
because here's the thing why I mentioned Christopher Columbus, because honestly, he didn't discover America. That's a lie. And 2, he was a douchebag based on what he did to people when he came to where apparently everybody says he discovered America, but he didn't.
What? No way.
So
no way. He did not discover America.
He does not deserve honor or a holiday. But Juneteenth, yes, I would agree. And on top of that, on the celebration of June 19th, or how this is becoming. But here's an interesting thing. You say 1865, in the aftermath of the Civil War, slaves were declared free under the terms of the 1862 Emancipation Proclamation. But in 1866, 1 year after the 13th Amendment was ratified, what?
Hold on. My mom's getting confused. Hold on. Now I'm going to show you my mom's comments. I'm sorry.
You're just now finally catching on to that one?
I just saw that one. It says, really? I did not know that. And then my mom comes out, you dated a stripper named Nipples. Mom, I did not date a stripper named Nipples. I did date a stripper, but her name wasn't Nipples. But Mom, okay, I'm sorry. Let's continue. I just that was one of the people commentating, Mom.
Oh my God.
Sketchy. You're getting me in trouble with my mother.
Oh,
I just caught on to that.
I was like, I'm just gonna wait. He'll catch on sooner or later.
No, I just saw that one. I was like, oh my God. I think I'm going to get a phone call from my mom. You dated a stripper named Nipples? No, Mom, I didn't date a stripper named Nipples.
But, getting back to... Oh, my God.
Yes, she is, man. If you guys knew my mother's story, you guys would really consider my mom to be a true hero. To be.
I love you, Mommy. Mwah.
To be who she is and do what she does. My mom's stories is heavy. We'll leave it at that for now.
I bet, because I've been there and done that too. I've been through, and I can relate to your mom. And you're and it goes back to history. Like our ancestors didn't know any better. They were in a time that we can't even possibly imagine what it was like based on where we're at right now. And we have evolved. It's been a slow and steady process.
No, Zach, she didn't work at the car wash.
Oh my God.
You see? You know what? Look, this is simple. All right. Gosh, the car wash. Zach, I inherited the car wash from my mom. All right, let's put it like that. All right. So where were we?
We're getting back to the Juneteenth thing. But here's something that people might have forgotten about, back in those times in 1862 and 1865. But in 1866, 1 year after the 13th Amendment was ratified, the amendment that ended slavery, Alabama, Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Georgia, Mississippi, Florida, Tennessee, and South Carolina began to lease out convicts for labor, peonage. This made the business of arresting blacks very lucrative, which is why hundreds of white men were hired by these states as police officers. Their primary responsibility was to search out and arrest blacks who were in violation of black codes. Once arrested, these men, women, and children would be leased to plantations where they would harvest cotton, tobacco, sugarcane, or they would be leased to work at coal mines or railroad companies. The owners of these businesses would pay the state for every prisoner who worked for them. Prison labor. That's
Okay, but we're talking.
That's not.
But we're talking prison labor, correct?
But it's believed that after the passing of the 13th Amendment, more than 800,000 blacks were part of the system of peonage, or a re-enslavement through the prison system. Peonage didn't end until after World War II began around 1940. However, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction, ratified in 1865. This is a piece of history. That's how everything began, with what's still going on today between the police officers. That's how the white police officers were created. They ended slavery, but the business owners wanted, hey, we need some kind, there's no more slaves for us to work our crops, our cotton, and all that other stuff. So guess what? Politicians and these rich people sort of created this thing to where, hey, we're going to create police officers, white police officers, and then we're going to just falsely accuse these black people of doing something wrong that they didn't really do anything wrong, and we're going to make them prisoners. It's another form of slavery. That's why Black Lives Matter.
There are more people incarcerated now than there were slaves. We need to step up. We need to step our game up and have a true criminal justice reform.
I can agree to him on that. However, with everything that's been going on,
hold on,
Frank. Hold up, because I keep telling you, history keeps repeating itself until we wake up. It's energetic, emotional traumas. Now I'm seeing it, and then seeing this as a part of history that I'm appalled to, that these rich people, politicians, and creating another form of slavery that these black people did not deserve. They were pinpointed out, targeted. They were falsely accused of doing something they didn't even do to create other form of slavery. I beg to differ. I'm a human being, but let me tell you something. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. But I see how history is repeating itself by just looking at this. If you look at it, it was ratified. The politicians had to justify their reasoning on creating this, because guess where they were getting their contributions for their vote? The rich people back in those times. Put yourself
yeah, but you know
back
what? But that's okay. All right, you're right. But you know what? Politicians always get their votes, always get their money from the rich people. Okay, because as a matter of fact, today I had I think there was a post that was on Facebook, right? Let me see if I find it right quick on my phone. And I laughed about it. I mean, I had actually Jared Jones from Throwing Jobs corrected my spelling. I spelled moron wrong. I had a typo, right? And it was about some, this guy named, what was his name? He was Terry McAuliffe, right? He's running for governor in Virginia, right? And his post, okay, here it is. His post said, "We must ban the sale of assault weapons, period."
Okay,
And
hold up a second.
Wait. I'm gonna finish. My response to him was, "What a moron! Maybe we should ban Terry for being a moron." Okay, and I'm gonna tell you like this. Okay, I believe that if you want to own one, go ahead. Okay, assault weapons, assault firearms, whatever you want to call them, assault rifles, are not the ones killing people. People
Hold
are
up,
killing
wait a
people.
second.
People are
Hello,
killing people.
Frank. Hold up a second. Hold up a second, Frank. Let me stop you right there. Do you know what happened in Miami at a concert?
Yeah. People were shot.
Do you know what weapons were used?
Assault rifles?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna
Yes.
sit here and hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
and
But
then let
this
me ask
goes
you
this
something,
goes
Frank.
back.
Hold up a
This
second.
goes,
Hold up a second. There was a now there's road rage going on with assault rifles, semi-automatics. There's a 6-year-old that was on his way to school on a highway because the mom actually merged over, cut somebody off. That child died before he got to school. Now I'm outraged. That kid did not deserve that. It's getting out of control, out of hand. And you know what? Now, if that was your grandson, Frank, what would you do? If that was your grandson on his way to school, kindergarten,
okay, but
what would you do?
Wait 1 second. But you're not okay. But you're gonna sit here and tell me that I have the assault rifle, and it shoots by itself. Let me tell you something. Hold on, because your argument's not making sense. It doesn't matter if it's an assault rifle. It doesn't matter if it's a 9mm. It doesn't matter if it's a freaking shotgun. Shotguns shoot slugs. So if you're gonna sit here and tell me, "Oh, we need to ban assault rifles," because they're killing people, no. You want to know who's killing people? People are killing people. I can't read that. Can you read it for me?
Less bullets, dead people. So let's go back to the old-fashioned way in the Western revolvers. Then less bullets,
doesn't
less
matter.
dead people.
That's so
what?
Okay, so then you're gonna limit people on what they could have, bullet-wise.
You know what? If the American people can show responsibility of having a weapon, it's gotten so out of control now, Frank. There is innocent children dying.
I'm not saying there's not.
There has to be.
I'm not saying there's not. But you know what? The guns are going into the wrong hands. The thing here is not, "Oh, let's ban these guns." Okay, because that's not what it is. Because with an assault rifle or not, okay, let me tell you, it doesn't take me long to shoot my pistol. Okay, and I have my gun. Actually, my two handguns. Okay, they're both 9mm. To each one of them, hold on. To each one of them, I have 5 magazines. Okay, I got 5 magazines with them, and each magazine holds 12 bullets. Okay. It does not take me long to pick up my gun, go bang, 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 drop that magazine, grab another one, put it in, bang, 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 bang. Doesn't take me long to do that. Okay, I could do as much damage, as anybody that has an assault rifle.
Okay,
I could
so
probably do
explain to
better
me how
damage.
a 12-year-old girl that was in foster care, this was recently on the news. I know you know about this. She got an AR-15. How did she know even how to use one of those? She was in foster care. Her and this other younger kid, and she got shot. The Palm Beach sheriff's officer did not want to have to fire, but she started shooting at them. How did she even know how to operate one of those? She went into a man's house that had one of those. This is how you got these violent video games.
Right. You're absolutely right. You know what? But it starts at home. It starts at home.
You got a
I'm going to tell you this.
girl.
I get that, but I'm going to tell you this. I got 2 kids. Okay, I got 2 boys. One is a 12-year-old. The other one's a 23-year-old. My 23-year-old started shooting at 5 years old. Okay, he started shooting a 410 shotgun at 5 years old. Okay,
oh, really?
At 10 years old, yes, at 10 years old, okay, when I could legally take him to the shooting range here in Miami, okay, and he could start shooting, I took him at 10 years old. Why did I take him? Because he needs to know and he needs to learn what these guns do. Okay? My youngest is 12 years old. Hold on. So what happens is that took off my oldest's curiosity. Okay? My youngest is 12 years old right now. All he wants to do, hey, I want to go shoot. Okay? He's seen my guns. Okay? But I'll tell you this. He goes ahead, okay, and touches it, I'll beat the crap out of him. Okay? Right now, since I don't want to carry my gun around, I leave my gun in my house. I take off the barrel. Okay? I take the bottom receiver with me. Because I don't want to carry my gun with me. You know?
Right.
So, but if I leave it at home, and I don't have my gun locked up. I've never locked up my guns, and I would not lock them up. All right, but
I have a gun.
I take it. Why? Because
I have a 9mm.
Mm-hmm.
I took in classes too. I have to remember how to clean it, but that's the hardest part when you have to clean a gun, especially a 9mm. But the thing about it is I took classes. But here's the thing. I didn't take classes for an AR-15. Why would I want one? I just want one for self-defense. I'm a woman. 1, I was sexually abused. 2, I was raped. I never want to be in that situation. So I can understand why women would want to have a firearm. But what's been going on with all these gun violence, mass shootings, and especially with that 6-year-old, that hits a nerve with me. And then there's other mass shootings that have been 56 people, Frank, with an AR-15. I'm not against guns, but AR-15s, we need AR-15s. That's for military, Frank. You know that as well as I
get that. I get it. But look, I have an AR. Why? Because I like them.
But you're military. You know how.
Military, okay,
but an average American person that hasn't been in the military does not need to have one of those.
Why
That's
not?
Where I'm going.
Why not? If they learn how to shoot them, if they take courses and they learn how to shoot them, why not?
Look what's going on now today. Look what's going on now today, Frank.
What's going on now today is that you have people.
You are, and I have many, many veterans that have been in the Marine Corps military, and I love you guys. What makes you different than what I've been seeing on the news? Those people were not military. They were average American people that got a hold of these weapons and used it to do harm, to kill their own fellow citizens, not because they were in war. There's a difference, Frank. So something has to give. I understand being in military and having that kind of weapon, but for the American people that don't have that kind of training, that kind of responsibility, and know how to operate it and use it for a different reason than to just go into a mall, a grocery store, and start shooting fire at innocent people, I have a problem with that.
I agree with you. I completely agree with you. Oh, where'd I go? There I am. Okay, I completely agree with you. Okay, but
because
this is the
thing.
This
already used a weapon that has been trained on that, knows how to use it, knows how to clean it and everything. Is totally different than one that just goes and gets their carry permit and then buys an AR-15 and then goes to a mall and shoots 10, 15, goes to a concert and starts shooting. There's a big difference.
Sketchy has a point. We've never had gun violence like we had in the past 2 decades. Our society is pushing people to the brinks. I agree with you there. I think a lot of it has to do with society. And Sketchy, to answer your question here, this one here, gun educate. Hold on, let me open my screen there. There we go. Gun education is correct, Frank. But what if the person knows everything about guns, but in the future loses his or her career, marriage, or something else, and feels hopeless, has nowhere to turn?
Can I answer that?
I think I might be able to answer that. Okay. I think in that case, okay, when you have people that feel hopeless and have nowhere to turn, they take their own life. Okay. Majority of those people probably are not going to go out or are not thinking of shooting somebody. And again, this is only my thought. I'm no expert, but I know that if I've been there. I've been there where I've lost everything. Okay, and I had my guns, and I never once thought of going out to shoot somebody or kill somebody. Okay, did I ever think about maybe taking my life? Yeah. Did I think of, damn, my life is a mess, I don't want to be here? Yeah. But at the same time, I would not go out and harm somebody. So I think
because you want to know why
no, I do, but not right now. I think a person, okay, that loses everything will do something to themselves before they do something to somebody else. Okay. Now what happens? Yeah, you have all these people that are getting AR-15s. Okay, that are getting AK-47s. Okay, I get that. Do I think that they have to go through some training to get it? Yes.
And I said that before in the past.
Correct, and I've always agreed with that. But I also do know people, okay, that have ARs, that have AK-47s, that have the SKS, that have high-power rifles. Okay, I know these people. Some of them have been state senators in the state of Florida. They don't have any licenses. Hold on. They don't have any licenses. Okay. They don't have a formal training. Okay. They know how to use them. Okay, I have set up courses for these people to shoot at. Yeah. Okay.
Then why aren't you doing that to help others be more educated in how to use those firearms properly and correctly? However, you got stupid American people that have done what the damage is done. You can't take back. You can't bring back those people that have lost their lives from an AR-15 and assault rifles and guns. You can't take back their lives. They can't come back. They're gone. So something is getting out of hand. Something is getting out of control. So what is the fucking solution to this problem with this gun reform, gun control, and whatnot? What is a good solution to where it's a win-win? You have a right to carry arms, but here's the thing that people don't understand about that amendment back in those times when that was in the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. They don't understand about what was going on in those times when the British soldiers were coming in and taking residence in people's homes and having fun with the wives, while the others were fighting against the British soldiers. See, that's part of the key to what that amendment was about. They have no idea about their history.
Okay.
You have to understand when that was in writing and what was going back in those times. People are exploiting that amendment about guns and their right to carry arms. They have no idea of what was going on back in those times. They don't have no fucking understanding about their history.
Okay.
So yeah,
I get it. I get it, but you know what? But this is the thing. That was then.
Yeah, but they're still using that part of history to expose, and it's my right to carry arms and whatnot, but yet they're being idiots and stupid and going on. Like, look at the violence with the guns. Enough is enough.
Yeah, but you know what? Look, this is the thing. But this is the thing. But the thing is this, Kim. The thing is this. Look at the people that are saying, hey, it's my right to carry arms, to carry firearms. Okay? And look at the people that are committing the crimes. They're two totally groups of people. Okay? Out here, I want to say the Memorial Day weekend, between Thursday and I think that Monday, there are shootings every single day. Okay?
What's your solution, Frank?
What's my solution? I don't know the solution. But the thing is that everybody that was committing, or majority of the people, okay, that were committing these crimes, were these little thugs, these little gangster wannabes, okay, that were committing the crimes. Frank, are you well regulated? Are you a well regulated militia? Is the person who just turned 18 a well regulated militia? Who really cooked with thousands of guns? It was. I am not a militia, But again, I believe.
How many of those people have military background in operating, cleaning, and using the gun in a responsible way? Because in the military, you're trained to kill.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
So you get these average people, okay, gang related, whatever, and then you have some that just feel, oh, it's my right to carry a firearm. I can walk around. Look at that young kid who had an AR-15 during the riots of last year after George Floyd. He was like, it was my right to carry and protect this building, but he shot and killed a black person for he wasn't even in the vicinity of the property. People are using and taking advantage their privilege of having a gun It's a privilege to have your driver's license at the same as a privilege to having a gun, your right to bear arms. But now there is too many stupid American people doing stupid things with guns that there has to be some more gun control, a reform.
But again, I
And
go
being
back.
able
I
to operate guns.
I go back to what I told you earlier. Okay, people that are committing the crimes, okay, are not right people, are not the ones that are saying, hey, save my gun, let me keep my guns, I'm going to do the Second Amendment or one or the other. Those, you're looking at two totally different types of people.
Okay, so
Okay, and that is the point that
one
I'm trying to
guy
make to you.
in
There
Publix
is no
over by
way.
where I live in Royal Palm Beach. Ex-wife went to Publix, shot his wife and kid.
Ex-wife went to
And then
Publix.
they were saying it was a mental thing. This just happened.
Yeah, it's happened a couple weeks ago. I think it was the kid was there with the grandmother or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think it was the dad, correct?
Ex-husband.
Or ex-husband.
And she went to the Palm Beach sheriff's office saying, hey, he's mentally an alcoholic and has a gun. She was concerned, called the cops several times. So it's getting really out of control, out of hand.
No, I'm not saying
and special other training.
I'm not saying that it's out of control. That it's not out of control. And I agree with you that it is out of control. I completely agree with you. Okay, but what I'm telling you is that majority of the times, okay, at least here lately, all these people that have been committing the crimes, at least out here in Miami, have been all these little gangster wannabes. All right, we had a shooting out here where three thugs ran out of a van and shot people at a banquet hall. Okay, now going back to Sketchy's point. Okay, a firefighter loses his wife, loses his life, loses his job. Okay, can he go nuts and be at the point of break? Yeah, and do something crazy? Yeah. Okay, what could we do as a society, as people, is if we know that I'm gonna use this guy that I used to talk to. He's been documented on the show before. He no longer talks to me. Okay, but he went through a hard time. I know he had guns. I checked up on him, making sure he wasn't doing anything stupid. I took his gun. And I must have kept his gun for a good year and a half, almost 2 years, until he asked for it back. And I told him, I said, you're good? Your mind's clear? Your life is good now? Yes. Okay. That is a start point.
Wow.
Not saying that everybody's like me, and I don't expect anybody to be like me. Okay, but people need to go ahead and be a little bit more conscientious as far as, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is how we could do it. Okay, do we need to have more stricter laws in purchasing guns? I completely agree.
Thank you.
I completely agree. I don't disagree with you, but I think banning assault weapons, okay, I don't think is the way to go either. Because you have people that generally like to collect, people that could go shoot them. Like, look, to give you, in all honesty, my AR, I've had it for almost 3 years. You want to know how many times I've shot it? Take a wild guess.
3 times.
No. 0.
You haven't even shot it?
No. Haven't shot it.
I had practice on an AR-15 at a target practice place. It was 100, what is it, 100 yards far back, and I had to use a scope to see the target.
I don't like
that was
using
the
scopes.
challenge. Well, I use a
Yeah.
scope because I'm a nearsighted person, so I need glasses to see far away.
Right.
So trying to use that was the challenge, but I took it as a opportunity to, target and to operate in AR-15. I never used it before, and I had somebody that educated me on it. So I was very grateful and appreciative. Like, now I know what an AR-15 is, and then I questioned him, like, why do you need an AR-15 anyway? Like, I'm not in the military. Why would I use this? You know,
so-
and you can use it for hunting. And I'm like, well, yeah, I could see that, 100 feet, I could get that deer, whatever. But you mentioned a firefighter, and it brought back a flashback to me. I was 15 years old, walking with my boyfriend. We were coming across a bridge, and we were standing in a medium to wait for this guy in a pickup truck to come over. And the guy yelled at us, and my boyfriend this is like in the 1980s, stuck his middle finger up at him and called him an asshole. Well, then we crossed the street, went down the hill, and we're walking, and we're like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 houses from the house that he lived in. And this guy approached us, and he had a .45. And I lived in Margate at the time. And he was a Miami firefighter. And he had a .45. And he was just ranting and raving about, he was so sick of these teenagers, sticking his middle finger up and whatnot. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? You're waving a gun. There's cops everywhere that comes around here. And he looked at me and pointed his gun and touched the pistol right at my forehead and said, listen to the cunt here. And I just froze.
Well,
Like,
that's
I didn't
obviously
And my boyfriend just spit in his glasses, and I just like, we're going to die today. Like, oh my God, we're going to die today. And then everybody started coming out, and all of a sudden the guy just, I guess he came out of whatever he was in, shoved his gun in his pocket and says, what gun? I don't have no gun. And then got in his truck and took off. By that time, he went off on State Road 7 at the 84 lumber yard. And I had to go. My dad showed up, had to bring me to go identify this guy. Did you know that guy got off?
Of course.
They found the bullets. He exited the bullets. They found the bullets in the yard or the ground. So they couldn't get him with a loaded gun, but they found the bullets on the ground. But he got off because he was a firefighter.
Right. And I think a lot of that happens.
You know what?
And it happened. And the thing is
that,
and it happened a lot between 80s and 90s, and probably the early 2000s, I want to say, where you had cops covering up for each other, for, law enforcement in general, and in law enforcement there, I'm going to include the firefighters. I'm going to include, whatever police department you're in, they all covered up for each other. Okay. I think, back in those times, it really happened a lot.
And you know what? Then I would question those. What if that was your daughter? Because that happened to me. I got traumatized from that. Do you know how hard it was for me to hold a gun?
Oh, I'm sure it was hard. I mean, I'm not I'm not going to say it wasn't hard. I'm not, I won't sit here and say, hey, too bad, because that's not the way to do it. But I do tell you that, hey, unfortunately, in life, shit happens that we don't want to happen, and we need to learn how to cope and deal with it. Some people cope and deal with things differently. I'm one that I'm very, I don't know, maybe Catherine could tell you, if she's still listening. I think she is. I'm one where, hey, look, shit happens, let's go. I mean, look, going back to my mom a minute. My mom has cancer. She's been living with it for many, many years. She has a rare form of cancer that normally men get. It's in the blood. There's not, obviously, we know that there's not a cure for cancer. There's a lifespan of it. When I was told about it, okay, I said, okay, let's go. What can we do? We're gonna go fight. We're gonna fight balls to the wall. And what happens happens.
I'm getting hit. I'm sorry. You mentioned about your mom, and I'm getting hit about something. Something about epigenetics. Something about generational, emotional, energetic traumas with your mother.
What about it?
Have her look up Dr. Joe Dispenza.
No, my mom has a good doctor. I mean, my mom's numbers right now are very, very, really, really good.
Yeah.
Whatever
But
the doctor told her that whatever she's doing, the doctor told her that whatever.
Neuroscience, quantum physics, neuroscience, and a
Right.
chiropractor. He experienced something that he was paralyzed,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a chiropractor. Yeah. He was in a triathlon, got hit by a truck, 55 miles per hour, making a right-hand turn. Paralyzed for a year, refused surgery. And there's something about his story that is so mind-boggling, miraculous. And he talks about science and neuroscience and epigenetics, biochemistry in the body. And
so just sorry about that. Real quick, I know Catherine, she says I'm here. Catherine, we're trying to figure out what type of person I am, in the sense where I'm just like, okay, it happens. Trying to get the word for it. I don't want to use cold-hearted, because I'm not cold-hearted. There she goes. Here she is. Oh, sorry. He was like that with me as well. I mean, she's had breast cancer. And you know what? I'm the type where I told her, I said, okay. I don't dwell on it. It's all right. You have it. Let's go. Let's take care of it. I won't sit here and feel sorry for you. I don't care. Hey, Martha. I don't care, if you're crying, your eyes out to me. I will probably tell you, okay, that's fine. No problem. Let's get going. Let's move on. I won't sit here and give you pity. I won't sit here like, oh, poor Kim, she had a bad day. No. If you had a bad day, okay, what happened? Okay, what'd you learn from it? Okay, you know what? Get up off your ass and move on. Because that's what it's about. Because if you sit in life and you dwell on shit, guess what? You're getting nowhere.
Well, you have to go through the emotions, Frank. And I've learned that I give myself a deadline, a timeline to go through the emotions. And then, okay, time to get your big girl panties up and let's move on. It's acknowledging that my feelings and what I'm going through is real, but don't dwell in the past or the blame or, it's everybody else's fault. Take responsibility of, you know what? This happened. It's okay. We're going to get through this. But I'm going to allow myself to go through those emotions.
Right.
Because that's how you learn. That's how you grow. And some people, I guess, have been taught not to feel, to avoid.
Well, no, I've been taught to feel. I don't avoid. I just don't dwell. I don't dwell on it. I don't dwell on it. But let's see. There needs to be more services. Oh, hold on. There needs to be more services for people experiencing mental health issues. The lack of good careers, salaries, affordable housing, etc., are pushing people to the limits. Sketchy, you're absolutely right. I mean, there has to be more services. People that do go through mental health issues do need to have services. Look, services at their hands. I mean, how do I put it? Do we all have a moment where we go through our mental issues? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've all been there. I know I've been there. Just in the past, I want to say somewhere within the past 2 years, did I have my own, mental breakdown, oh, yeah. We all do. We all need to turn to, someone to talk to. I'll give you, like, I'll tell you, my youngest went through some issues, with his mom, and I had him with me for a couple months, probably 3 months, felt like a whole year. But, he was with me, and you know what I did? I went ahead and I got him to see somebody, to talk to somebody. And, like I told him, I go, "So, I mean, you're crazy. You need somebody to talk to. That obviously talking to your parents doesn't always work. Talking to your parents you don't want to." Because I remember growing up, I didn't talk much to my parents about life, about shit I was going through. So, I spoke to probably more friends, So leaving it there and speaking to somebody is always good. This, yes, Belkis, the strongest of us can break down at some point. Of course, we all have a
We all
breakdown.
have moments. We're human.
We all have moments. We all have, stuff we go through. But you know what? The one thing that we need to learn to do is we learn from them. We go forward. We look at what happened. Okay. And whatever the issue is, okay, there's always a resolution. It doesn't matter what it is. Communicating and talking about issues your experience are imperative to life, to live a healthy life. Some people are taught to suppress their feelings and eventually they burst. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I was speaking earlier.
You need to talk.
Suck it up, buttercup, or men don't cry, or it's a limited belief, a mental programming, and emotional energetic traumas. I talk about that on my podcast. And the thing about what you said just a few minutes ago, Frank, that we're all connected. What affects you affects me. We're all connected. And when we can wake up to that kind of consciousness and join together and communicate and talk to each other, be able to express ourselves without the violence or the hatred. Get rid of the hatred. start showing compassion, kind, then that makes a difference because that's changing the energy. That's changing the old ways of that no longer serves us.
Yes. Sorry, I gotta go back to Bugs' comment. I want to thank my therapist, Dr. Frank Cuesta, is one of the best. And if you can't fix it, he will drink down with you till you forget it. Look, you know what? Bugs and I go back a long way. We're really good friends. You know, we've gone through issues. You know, she talks a lot to me. I talk a lot to her. You know, and whatever happens, you know, I'm there and we talk about it. Sometimes she doesn't like what I tell her. I cry on the regular and the ladies love it. Two gangsters crying, show emotions. Damn, yeah, sketchy. But, you know, going back to what I'm saying with Belk is, you know, I tell her what she wants to hear. I tell her what she doesn't want to hear. You know? Just like
you gotta be authentic. Some people can't
handle the truth. Yep. But look, you know what? We've reached an hour and a half with Frank and Kimmy today. You know, and again, I want to thank everybody who's come on. All right, Sketchy, thank you. Belkis, thanks. Catherine, thanks. And everybody else has been on the show today. I mean, we had a good show. Again, Kim, thank you for coming in after my brother, Carlos Cuesta, did not show up. You know, leave a like, leave a comment, share it with your friend.
I'm real honest, and I'll share my point of view and my perspective, and I can gather history up to, you know, we've forgotten a lot about our history that's not talked about. And you know what? Juneteenth should add the Tulsa Massacre. I just realized, like, wait, what? What happened?
Hey, hold on. Hey, Sketchy, real quick. Carlos Contreras is the one that I normally do the show with on Fridays. What happens is that Carlos Cuesta is my brother who's doing the show with me on Wednesdays because Contreras, my partner, can't be here on Wednesday nights right now. So that's why. But Friday, we'll get Carlos Contreras. And hopefully next week, maybe we're going to get my brother on and we're going to smack him around a little bit. You know, we are gonna have another guest next Wednesday. He has his own podcast, and honestly, I don't remember the name of his podcast right now. But we're gonna do a collaboration there next week where I'm gonna be on his, he's gonna be on mine. So you know what? Next week is gonna be another show. You know, next Wednesday night, because Wednesday is when I need my guests, need my friends to come through. Because until my partner doesn't come back on Wednesdays, I can't do much. But hey, look, again, thank you, everybody. To our new listeners, thank you. Like, share with your best friend, share with a friend, share with the neighbor, share with a frenemy. Doesn't matter. All right, share with whoever you think needs to know. Needs to hear us. All right. We're on Wednesdays and Fridays at 9. You can't miss us. All right. So you know what? We might not agree. You might not agree with what we're speaking, or you might agree with what we're speaking. But at the end of the day, me and whoever's on this show with me, whether it's Kim, whether it's Carlos Contreras, we know Carlos Cuesta is not going to be on. So you know what? We're speaking it real. See you next time.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Zach LaPlante. Have you ever imagined about starting your own podcast or radio show to voice your opinions and share your passions with others? You think to yourself, how would I even start something like that? I don't have any equipment or any experience whatsoever. Well, look no further. The folks at Clovercrest Media got you covered. Clovercrest Media Group is home to over 30 individual podcasts. like Divide We Stand, I'll Piss You Off Shortly, Speaking It Real, and so much more. At Clovercrest, our sound engineers only believe in the best sounding audio quality, and their expertise will make your podcast sound professional and pleasing to your viewers. As a media group, we are obliged to every type of media available, including, but not limited to, video, audio, photography, and digital media marketing, as well as live streaming, and so much more. As we say here at CMG, the harder we work, the luckier we'll get. To jumpstart your podcast or program, go to clovercrestmedia.com and get to recording today.